Bride kicked me out of the wedding for getting engaged before her big day. She said I stole her thunder, but my fiancé proposed months before her wedding. Hi Reddit. This is one of the most bizarre things that has ever happened to me. I, 27F, just got kicked out of my childhood friend's wedding because, wait for it, my fiancé proposed to me months before her wedding, and she claims I stole her thunder. Here's the full story. I've known Lena, 27F, since we were in the 2nd grade. We grew up in the same neighborhood, were inseparable during school, and remained close throughout college. Even after moving to different cities for work, we kept in touch through calls and visits. And I genuinely considered her a lifelong friend. Last summer, I met my now fiancé, Evan, 29M, and we clicked instantly. We started dating seriously, and in February of this year, he proposed during a weekend getaway to the mountains. It was romantic and private, just the two of us. I was over the moon and shared the news with close friends and family, including Lena. I called Lena a day after the proposal, excited to tell her. At first, she sounded happy for me, congratulating me, asking for pictures of the ring, etc. But then she casually said something that felt off. She said, "You know, I just hope this doesn't take attention away from my wedding this year." I brushed it off at the time. Her wedding was set for May, and this was February. That's 3 months apart, not exactly overlapping. Plus, we're in different cities, have different circles. And our events had nothing to do with each other. I didn't even make a big social media announcement. I just told people directly. Fast forward to early May, her wedding week. Evan and I traveled to her city, booked a hotel, and even bought her an expensive espresso machine from her registry. We were excited to see her get married. Then, the day before her wedding, at the rehearsal dinner, she completely blindsided me. She pulled me aside and said it would be best if I didn't attend the actual wedding. I was stunned. I asked what she meant, and she told me she felt overshadowed by my engagement. She claimed some of her family members kept talking about my ring at the dinner, and she couldn't take the focus being split. I tried to explain that I didn't bring up the engagement to anyone. People asked, and I responded politely. I even avoided wearing my ring to the dinner. But she doubled down and said, "This is supposed to be my time. You had your moment. This is mine." I was speechless. I asked her if she was seriously uninviting me from a wedding I had RSVP'd to months ago, bought gifts for, taken time off work for, and she said yes. I left the venue in tears and didn't attend the wedding. Evan was just as shocked as I was, and we ended up sightseeing in the city instead. My mutual friends were confused when I didn't show up. I didn't say anything right away out of respect, but honestly, I'm so hurt and humiliated. Am I crazy? Did I do something wrong by getting engaged before her wedding? Reddit, please help me understand. Update. Hi everyone. Wow, I didn't expect the response this post would get. Thank you so much to everyone who shared advice, stories, and support. It honestly helped me more than I can say. A few things have happened since I last posted. First, I got in touch with 2 of our mutual friends, let's call them Jamie and Priya, who were at the wedding. I didn't tell them the full story initially because I didn't want to cause drama. But after the comments here and feeling like I deserved to be heard, I decided to share. They were both furious on my behalf. Apparently, Lena had been venting to several bridesmaids before the wedding about how I always make things about myself. She was referencing totally random events, like how I got a promotion last year around her birthday or how I dyed my hair blonde a month before her bridal shower. It's like she was collecting offenses I never knew were issues. Jamie said that during the wedding, Lena made a toast where she subtly mentioned how some people can't let others shine. Several people picked up on the passive-aggressive tone and were confused. What really blew my mind, Priya told me that Lena was apparently annoyed that Evan and I looked too happy at the rehearsal dinner. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. After hearing this, I texted Lena. I didn't want a confrontation, I just told her I was hurt, and that I didn't understand what I had done to deserve being uninvited from a wedding I supported with love and zero competition. Her response? I'm sorry you feel that way. I just needed the focus to be on me that weekend. You've always had a way of pulling attention, even unintentionally. I hope we can move past this eventually. No actual apology. Just vibes and vague blame. At this point, I think our friendship is over. It hurts. But I'm starting to realize that maybe I was holding on to an ideal version of her, and not who she's become. Final update. Hey Reddit, it's been a few months since all of this went down. And I thought I'd share a final update, especially since a few of you messaged me to ask how things turned out. First of all, I'm doing great. Evan and I are deep into planning our wedding, scheduled for next spring, and I've decided to keep it intimate, with only people who genuinely want to be there. No drama, no frenemy vibes. Just love. After everything, I realized I had been emotionally tiptoeing around Lena for years. I ignored her little jabs, her competitiveness, and her way of making everything about her. I used to think that was just her personality, but now I see it was actually a one-sided friendship. Interestingly, several other people have quietly distanced themselves from her too. Turns out I wasn't the only one she treated that way. The espresso machine I bought her? She returned it and exchanged it for something else. I only found out because the registry updated the item status. Not a huge deal, but just, wow. Anyway, I've made peace with it. I still sometimes miss the version of Lena I thought I knew. But I've learned a lot about boundaries, respect, and the importance of surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you, not compete with you. Thanks again for all the kind words and support. I really needed it at the time, and Reddit came through. Cheers to moving on.